My name is Woolie, and I play fighting games, and I make YouTube videos about video games. My favorite movie is Children of Men. Yeah, it's pretty grim and bleak and awesome. I love it. That's a very hard question, but one of my favorite characters of all time is Virgil from the Devil May Cry series. He's a really cool guy. He's got a nice jacket. He's the antithesis to the main character Dante in the Devil May Cry series, and they're twin brothers and they fight, but one of them's about being all like suave and clean and the other one's like wild and rowdy, and it's just a perfect yin and yang, and it's awesome. And he's got a samurai sword, so what are you gonna hate on a samurai sword? That's crazy. Get out of here. What's my favorite emoji? I guess I don't know, let's say sweat drops or like googly eyes. Like just what is that? You can use the open big eyes for lots of things. They're super versatile, I guess. My favorite subreddit, besides the two best friends play subreddit, there are some good ones. I really like justice porn. It's not actually porn. It's instant karma, basically, when someone does something really, really like bad, and then immediately just karma works it out again, and the world just, you know, rectifies the situation immediately. Justice porn is probably my favorite. What inspired me to start YouTubing and competing in fighting games? Fighting games has been a part of my life for as long as I've been playing video games, almost. I feel like my childhood has been so dedicated towards Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and lots of those games. I grew up in a house where lots of kids would play, and we'd have to play games together, and we'd rent video games, and unfortunately renting a game like Final Fantasy or a long, 40-hour RPG is not something you can pass the controller around quickly. When you have 7 kids yelling and screaming to play, you gotta play something quick and fast. Fighting games is the perfect thing for that. So we pass the controller around, we get used to, just competing with each other and trying to beat each other, and ever since then I've just grown up into finding out people can do this for money. So why not? As far as tips go to help up-and-comers, in the fighting game community, it's as simple as going to your locals. There's lots of resources where you can find out where your local scenes are, where people are meeting and playing, and just go out, say hi to some people. You don't even have to necessarily play right away if you're a little bit nervous about that, but just kind of meet and spectate and, learn where you can go play some casuals and get used to what the game that you're interested in playing is like. And as far as YouTube goes, I'd say the best advice is do what you're doing for the fun of it and make sure that you enjoy the content you make, no matter how many people are watching, because there's going to be times when it might take a while for anyone to, notice. You might have to build an audience over the course of years, and if you go into it just looking for the career route, it might not happen right away. So you have to be able to enjoy what you're making and make sure that you have a lot of fun doing it in the meantime while you just keep at it and stay consistent. My eldest stepbrother is a really cool guy that's, I feel like he kind of grounded me and helped me to sort of become a more rational and logical person in decision-making in life, and I kind of feel like I've always looked up to him as somebody that I can aspire to, emulate in some ways. He's a really cool guy. My brother taught me that, cool heads prevail, and when you feel an emotion that might make you act out irrationally, that you can just sort of step back from that, let it pass, and or process the situation objectively, and try to almost think outside of your body so that you don't just go forward reacting to things emotionally. You have to take a more logical approach. I think he kind of helped me develop that sort of mentality in life. My parents, do they support my career path? Now they do. They still don't understand it. I still have to explain to them what YouTube is on a weekly basis, and they still don't quite understand how the bills get paid. But now that it's been a couple of years of podcasting and YouTubing and Twitch and so on and so forth, they generally sort of understand that it involves making people laugh with video games, and that's sort of as far as they get. Why did I come to DreamHack Montreal? I mean, it's the biggest and sickest gaming event in my backyard, and I've got lots of friends here. I've got lots of games here that I love playing, and overall the vibe and the mood of the weekend is just a really fun, 3 days non-stop of just awesome gaming with good friends. It's a great time. I look forward to it every year, and yeah, like I plan to be back as much as I can, as long as it's around. Do I feel like an Olympian myself? The Olympic Stadium, as someone who's been a native Montrealer for so long, it's been a place that, you know, you kind of go on field trips and then you kind of don't really bother with too much as you grow older. But, you know, I kind of feel like walking in here and seeing this as a, like, you know, an esports setup, like the full venue with the lighting and everything. I kind of forgot how cool this place is as a venue. You know, again, I've taken it for granted for so many years, and kind of stepping back and seeing like the awesome setup from the bleachers, like it's like just a floor surrounded by the seats, and everything's going, and every audience is getting hype in their own respective groups, and it's all coming together. Like, I don't think I feel like an Olympian, but I feel like, you know, one of those front row Olympian cheerleader people that are like, yeah, this is awesome. I'd say check out Super Best Friends Play. And my personal channel, Woolie Versus, on YouTube if you have an interest in dirty jokes over video games. And we've also got the Super Best Friend Cast, which is a profound waste of time, but people tend to enjoy it. So check that out as well. I'm Woolie Wolves on Twitter. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out other videos on DreamHack Canada.